plan, the draft that you have on in the middle of your table, it's 10 pages. If anyone, if you don't have a copy of it, we have some additional copies. Was a plan that was worked on in 2005 when a group of Georgia's policymakers, who most of them have now retired, I think there's two of us left. It's Paul Bolster and I are the only two that I think are still out there working it. And we went to Houston, Texas, where they had us all in a room and we talked about family homelessness. And from there we came out and we came back and we worked on, we put together a very temporary draft of a plan there. We came back, we met several times and we fine-tuned it. And from there we went to the Interagency Council that is currently Georgia's Interagency Council. And from that we were able to incorporate some of the recommendations or actions into some of the goals that had already been set by Georgia's Interagency Council. And upon that, what happened was we added families to some of the action items. So what we've done is, you'll notice on the top of this is the fourth draft. We looked at the Children's Summit and the information that we gathered in November of 2009 in Atlanta, and where we had several folks who were in this room. We had folks from all over the state there, and who had discussion, dialogue. We had a whole day, and we took some of that information and placed it in the plan. And then that was the third draft. But then the other night, in looking at it, I said to myself, well, some of the things that we had on it were the First Lady's Cabinet with the state, that we would enlist their support and help. Well, that First Lady's Cabinet now is the Governor's Council on Families and Youth. So I went through and tried to update some of the names, the Office of Children and Families, Governor's Office of Children and Families, and tried to update some of the things to use a little more updated verbiage. And then from there, I thought about the plan that as it had been worked so far, and the goals that have been met by the Interagency Council, and considered some of that when I went back and was trying to do the update on this. So, and then also knowing that we're in an election year, things are going to change on us again. So trying to get us all prepared for that. When you see a manager, the manager section on here, this is, I can only speak for Georgia Alliance right now, but there are going to be other partners. We've talked about the National Council on Family Homelessness will be helping us pick up some of these and managing some of these actions, or the actions that we come up with today. We want you to look at the plan, to think about it, make notes on it, and then Christina's going to give you directions for where we're going to go from here. And hopefully what will happen is we will collect your information, and once again we'll go back to the drawing board and do a fifth update of the plan and be able to begin to move forward in a collective manner on this. So if there's something that you feel your organization does very well and that you could help be a manager, the manager is the person who just makes sure it happens. They're going to be the ones to just make sure that the subject stays on the table and happens. So then implementers are the ones that will make it happen, will be implementing some of the goals. So Christina, I'm going to turn it back over to her. And does anyone have any questions about the draft and how we got here? It's been a long road. I think we're almost at the top of the mountain. So.